Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. I am having a mare with internet. I don't even know if I'm there. I'm trying my hardest to give you some. So I think we've just missed qualifying, and we're just about to start. Hopefully the first race, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's got to be the first race. So 9 laps here at Yamagawa reverse at the Kyoto Driving Park. It looks like IR Graham is on pole. We're waiting for the lights to go green. Psycho Pace second, Stevie Styler third, Kale a fourth, Matt Psycho fifth, Jack's Racing sixth. Looks like a great qualifying session we missed. And here we go. We can see that Guy Graham leading the way into the long sweeping left foot. Psycho Pace from miles back. Absolute contact mate. Psycho Pace going really wide. Oh my, looks like something's gone wrong in Psycho Pace's car, and Stevie Styler has taken over the lead from IR Graham. There is Kale in third place, followed by Matt Psycho, Skyjacker closely behind, and Jack's Racing up into 6th ahead of Jam. Noxie there in 8th with GT Rabbit in 9th. 10th we can see Alu LJS, Darren Salmon in 11th, Jim Wise in 12th, Carbon in 13th, and Psycho Pace right to the back there. We don't know what happened in that first corner. Stevie Styler leading the way then on this 9-lap race of the reverse track of Yamigawa at the Kyoto Driving Park. Intense things we are seeing. We've only just dropped. Like I said, I don't even know if you can hear me or see me or anything, because the internet has been shocking this weekend, and I have been desperately for the last 25 minutes trying to get it going. So Stevie Styler seems like a lovely 7/10 lead from IR Graham. IR Graham throwing it out wide onto the barrier. That will give Kale the opportunity, but it looks like Kale's also having issues with Matt Psycho all over the back of him. We are miles away. Let's get into the action. There you go. Now we can see a bit clearly. Matt Psycho not so close, but it looks like IR Graham's mistake has not cost him too dearly, except now he's dropped about 1.3 seconds behind Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler totally in control of this race at the moment as he crosses the leader of the first lap. Well done, bang. IR Graham in second, Kale third, Matt Psycho down to fourth. A bit of a gap now from Jack Psycho, still ahead of Jam. We've got a bit of a change further back. We've got Darren Salmon and Noxie, Jim Wise all ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker dropped back a little bit there. He's fighting with Psycho Pace at the moment. With behind them we have Psycho Pace in 11th, Carbon in 12th ahead of GT Rabbit and Lul JS. So lots of action has happened between these guys during the lap. Go back to the leaders. We still have Stevie Styler second ahead of IR Graham, who is ahead of Kale. Jack's Racing now up into 5th after Skyjacker having issues with Jam in 6th. It's all to play for. The table is rather tight. I've not had time to tell you it all because wow, it's been crazy. There we see IR Graham. It's the second lap, so they should all be getting purples as they go around, as this is a faster lap than the first lap, with it being standing start. We are having 3 races, sorry. I should let you know. This is the Red Bull Junior, and we'll have 3 sprint races here this evening. This being the first one after 10 minutes of qualifying that we missed. And yes, the second race will be the results of this race, starting of the results of this race, and the third one a reverse of the results of the second race. Jack's up to 4th, was that right? Who else have we lost? We've lost someone. Kale's disappeared. Oh my lord, sorry. Kale down to 10th place. I don't know what happened to him, and I bet we're too late for a preview. Yeah, it looks like he's had an off. He's going back on. We catch him there. Everyone getting out of his way. Oh, poor Kale, and someone in the background slamming into the wall. Shocking. They're struggling to keep these cars under the power that they've been pushed up, if that makes sense. We've pumped up the power of these cars. They didn't feel like they had enough grunt, so the decision was taken to rev it right up, but it makes them very unstable to drive. Very, very unstable. And as you see, some people out there struggling to keep it up. Down this downhill bit, left and right, I must say during practice I really struggle with that. You can't go in there as fast as you think you can, or you wash the car out. So it's looking like it's spacing out now. Here's a bit of a fight from Jim Wise and Darren Salmon. Jim Wise, he's up the side of Darren Salmon. Is he going to make the move? There was a little contact, but yes, Jim Wise now moving ahead of Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon trying to come back at him, trying all he can. The Tolman versus the Williams. They're coming to the downhill section that I was telling you about now, and there we see lovely Darren Salmon just keeping it well, Jim and Wise keeping it ahead of Darren Salmon, and all this time they've got Psycho Pace catching them up in the background. Psycho Pace going for the move around the outside while the two are distracted racing each other. Jim and Wise still holding that lead from Darren Salmon at the moment, with Psycho Pace just there, and you can see in the background Noxie catching these guys up also. And there we can see Psycho Pace, he's done it to Darren Salmon. He's trying to go up the inside of Jim One Wise. Can he do it? Oh, there's a little bit of knock there. And Jim One Wise, oh dearie, oh, everyone's having a tap of Jim One Wise. It's non-contact, guys, come on, settle down. So Psycho Pace trying to make his way back through the field. Jim One Wise maintaining ahead of Darren Salmon at the moment, with Noxie just breaking in his new Fantech wheel. Sitting just a little bit behind them, Kale from his earlier struggles back into 10th, with GT Rabbit up into 11th, Skyjacker 12th, Lou in 13th, and Carbon down in 14th. The lead then is IR Graham and Matt Psycho. Oh dear, we will see, but I don't know if we'll see Roy at the lead. No, it's already happened, I apologise, missed that, trying to watch the straight fight between Jim One Wise and Darren Salmon. So IR Graham now taking the lead of this race by a second from Matt Psycho, and Stevie Styler is down into third place. Jax Racing holding that fourth, nice and strong there, 2 seconds ahead of Jam, 5 seconds ahead of Psycho Pace. Psycho Pace has got a good lap time though, he's done a 27 on his last lap. Next to Jam's 28.9. Psycho, Jim One Wise, nicely, he's got a 1.2 seconds lead on Darren Salmon now, pulling away from him, with Kale a second behind these guys. Noxie only 5/10, so Kale's made a move ahead of Noxie. GT Rabbit a little bit further back than these guys, on his own a little bit, 7 seconds adrift of Noxie, 15 seconds ahead of Lou. Lou's only 4 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, and Skyjacker is 3 seconds ahead of Carbon. So the lead winning, he had a fight on his hands. One to watch. Stevie Styler hasn't lost too much behind these guys, only a second. In the chat then, hello, you made it, says Mika Wivery. Excuse me, my Red Bull. My Red Bull went down the wrong hole. And Pat says, hello, isn't technology lovely? At least it worked on Friday night. Well, that's the thing. I did ask people to save the replay on this one if I couldn't get on. So I was always going to be able to do this one, but the replay on the 2.5 hour on a Friday night would have been a little bit of a struggle. So let's have a look around. At the front there, IR Graham. You know, let's try one of these. I'm scared to press any buttons just in case it breaks the internet. When I first come on, it said it was only 660 kilobytes I had available to load up. So every time I tried to enter the room, it just kicked me out and said I've been disconnected. Oh, Matt Psycho looks like he's under trouble from Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler looking for a way past. Stevie Styler was in the 26.3s in the last go around. And Matt Psycho also in the 26s. So the pace is phenomenal from these front guys. Gosh, I'm just sort of settling down now I'm on. Oh, we lap 6 of this 9-lap race. Jax Racing in a great 4th place. I think he's using a joker. There's a few using a joker. IR Graham is on a joker this week. Jax Racing is on a joker. Psycho Pace is on a joker, so that was absolutely terrible what happened to him in the first corner. It just seemed like he went straight on. I don't know what happened. It looked like he got into IR Graham's way. IR Graham had lost the lead to Stevie Styler. Jim One Wise then doing a great job, and Noxie. They both seem to have moved up. Who's dropped down? Kale again has dropped down a little bit. Yeah, just Kale and Dingy. They seem to have jumped up quite a bit. So IR Graham then leading this race. Sorry, I'm struggling to keep a track because I don't know what people times were in qualifying. I feel like I'm still getting used to who's doing what and where. So IR Graham 1.6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. I'll tell you what, we're going to go on board with Stevie Styler for a bit, get a feel of the track. I want to have a little fiddle because it looks better that way, I think. It feels like a single seat series. So Jax Racing up into 3rd. Matt Psycho, where is IR Graham? IR Graham's made a mistake. Oh my god, I'm not reading this race at all well. From going in car, IR Graham has gone down into 6th place. V6 Z13. So IR Graham. Oh, IR Graham having a small off. It's in that downhill bit. I've told you that downhill bit is a real struggle or it can be. So IR Graham losing that lead to Matt Psycho. This race is just changing from one lap to the next. Matt Psycho, your new leader, following closely behind is Stevie Styler. I've lost, oh, because we're in replay, sorry. Oh no, Stevie Styler is now down to third after the replay. And Jax Racing, who's on double joker, double bubble points, he's up into second place. What is happening in this race? Is this the internet? Is my internet still playing up or something? Is this some sort of trick? This is unbelievable. Matt Psycho leading the way on lap 8. Jax Racing in second. Stevie Styler is in third place. Jam is up into fourth. Psycho Pace now up into fifth place ahead of IR Graham. With Jim One Wise in seventh ahead of Noxie in eighth. Darren Salmon is in ninth with GT Rabbit in 10th now. Kale down to 11th, just ahead of Skyjacker in 12th. Lou at LJS is in 13th with Carbon in 14th, chasing him closely behind. Carbon looking like he wants a place in the first race of the final round. He's going faster than he has gone before, but where do you watch? Because it's unbelievable. That's the downhill left right sort of shenanigans. I think is catching a lot of the guys out. So Matt Psycho ahead of Jax Racing with Stevie Styler just keeping it around that corner. Jam is only just ahead of Psycho Pace. Let's go on board with Psycho Pace as we just move up the inside of Jam. Do we make it stick? It looks like we can see Jam in our rear view mirrors. So yes, he's moved up into fourth place after that first lap problem. Just been given a lovely warm cup of latte. I better get out because this looks better from outside. There you go. Jam and Chase. That's the downhill bit. I wanted to be on car for that. What a shame. And IR Graham in sixth, catching these boys up as well. So this is an intriguing race here between these three in the last lap they're going into. Let us see. Let's go there and let's go here. So sitting on board with IR Graham, looking to make a move on the outside of Jam. Jam protecting the inside line. Excuse me. IR Graham trying to slide it up the outside there. He's had to come off a little bit. This is the uphill turn. This is fine. This is great. We can see Psycho Pace getting away from IR Graham there. That's not what he wants on the last lap. We're coming around the tight hairpin, and we can see third place just ahead of us on this last lap. Trying to go up through the gears. Here's the part, is it? This is the downhill bit that I think is catching people out. You've just got to kill a bit of speed in the middle of it. There you go. Get around that last bit. Awesome, beautiful stuff. There's Jam on the going out wide. And IR Graham all over the back of him now. And Matt Psycho is coming around to... Oh, it's alright, he's not there yet. Got Stevie Styler now. Where is... Oh no, where's Jax Racing? Jax Racing's down to sixth place. Oh, and it looks like someone else is having an off in front of us. Who is that? IR Graham. Oh no, IR Graham. Oh lordy, 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 what is happening? So Matt Psycho going around to take the win, it seems. I don't want to say anything too fast. He's in the last corner. He's coming across the line to take this win. IR Graham, well done. Very close behind Stevie Styler and Psycho Pace. Well done. Take a boom, my son. From the back. Jam there in fourth. Jax Racing managed to get fifth in the end, but he could have had second. IR Graham, the early leader. Oh, he's not happy with that car. In sixth, there's Jim coming across the line in seventh. Noxie getting ahead of Darren Salmon in the end for eighth. Darren Salmon ninth. Kale coming around for 10th. He was in third for so long at the front. Got caught out by these cars. GT Rabbit in 11th, not far behind him. In 12th, we see Skyjacker heading around to the last corner to come across the line in 12th position. Pat says crazy racing, what a finish to the championship this is going to be. It's intriguing, isn't it? There we see Skyjacker crossing in 12th, and this battle ongoing between Carbon and Lou, heading towards the line. Lou gets 13th and Carbon finishing in 14th. Congratulations guys, great stuff. Two more to go. I nearly wasn't here. Wow. Congratulations, Matt Psycho. What a race, dude. You kept it going. I think that's about it in that. So let me take you to the race results. Wow. So Matt Psycho takes the win After watching lots of them drop off the track ahead of him, Stevie Styler manages to get second spot. Psycho Pace gets the final podium. Take a boo, my son. Jam just off the podium there in 4th place, with Jax Racing dropping down to 5th after he was in 2nd at some point. IR Graham leading the race early doors, dropping down to 6th after we saw him having two small offs. Jim on Wise fighting hard, we saw, with Darren Salmon earlier in the race and making a 7th place. And Noxie in 8th, breaking in his new wheel. He'll be happy with that. He didn't think he was going to be anywhere near the guys tonight. Darren Salmon in 9th. Kale, saw him earlier on in 3rd place for a while, dropping down into 10th place. Then GT Rabbit 11th. Skyjacker in 12th, Lou and Carbon having that fight all the way through the race for 13th and 14th. That was some beautiful racing out there, absolutely delicious. A little nice sip of my latte. Let's breathe. That was hectic. The race was hectic, but it was everything leading up to the race where I was absolutely going frantic. I think I shouted at one of my children because he accidentally connected to the internet by his iPad. How dare you! How dare you take bandwidth! Oh, and your fastest lap was Psycho Pace with a 1:25.308. There you go. Right, the settings have been changed. I can hear a car engine, so we will get some on-track chilledness for you to see. It's 8:40 going ahead with the next race, so that will be in 6 minutes. Let me find someone who's going around and around for you, and I will turn the mic off for a second, scream very loudly, and then I'll be back. Oh, Graham's got to have nipped off somewhere, so we'll be waiting for him. I'll be back in a sec. Thank you for sticking with us. Sorry about the lateness. was just doing a bit of a sound check. That's my sound check thing nowadays. Hello, welcome back. We're here for the VRC. It's been manic. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. The internet's just been slowly dying throughout the weekend. I reset the whole router box this morning, thinking nothing of it, to try and sort it out, and it's been not too bad. And then I fired up the PlayStation, and she just wasn't having it. She just wouldn't connect, and I'm hardwired, so I should just be straight away. But it seemed like the hardwire wasn't even reading, and then I unplugging, and then plugging back in, everything crazy, wow. And then finally it said, yeah, you're connected. So then I try and load up the game, and like the 2 times I tried to connect to the game, it just kept saying disconnected. It was mental, man, absolutely crazy. I felt like I was going mad. And the worst part of it is, I'd had a glass of something like fizzy wine, that's Chardonnay or whatever people pretend is champagne now, like for me dinner. With me pizza, and I was flying high, man. I thought this was going to be hilarious because I was slightly, phased by my 1 glass of fizzy wine. But it all went to crud when the internet killed me. So I'm here. Woo! So Matt Psycho is going to be on pole for this next race with Stevie Styler in second. I'm trying to get rid of those slyly without anyone noticing. So Matt Psycho, Stevie Styler, Psycho Pace, VRC Jam, Jack's racing 5th, IR Graham. We're just waiting for the lights to go, and then we are off. Here we go. Hold on to your hats. It's a... Someone press the button. Go for race 2 of round 5 of the Red Bull Junior X Class. And we can see Matt Psycho making a great start with Stevie Styler trying to go around the outside. It's a brave move, Will he make it fit work? They're side by side coming out the corner, and Stevie Styler makes it work. Wow, on cold tyres, Stevie Styler takes the outside route around the first corner, and it's taking a great lead. Matt Psycho struggling to get up to pace. It looked like Psycho Pace is giving him a couple of nudges up the butt ski to say, come on. I've got an IR Graham right here on the inside of me, and IR Graham making a move on the 2 of them. Ooh, Matt Psycho a little bit sleepy at the beginning of this race, being caught out by Stevie Styler, and now IR Graham making his way past. Their side by side going into the long sweeping, it's the downhill left-right bit. Wow, and Matt Psycho getting swallowed up there. Psycho Pace out of the road, coming back on, dropping down a few places. Wow, they spread out a little bit around the back here. Where did everyone go? So Kale there in 7th, fighting with Darren Salmon. They're coming across a very slow Psycho Pace, and they're moving up the inside while Psycho Pace staying to the outside. Whoa, up ahead, IR Graham going past Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho in 3rd. Jack's racing there, having a great time in this round. In 4th place, but he's closely followed by Jam, with Kale there now 6th, Psycho Pace 7th, Darren Salmon in 8th, with Jim on Wise at 9th, Lou in 10th, Noxie 11th, behind him. Wow, you see these cars shaking around. Skyjacker in 12th with Carbon. We've got a yellow flag. There goes Skyjacker. Skyjacker's lost it in the big corner, and look, oh my god, up ahead we're seeing cars all over the place. There is wreckage, there is dismay. That's Jam and that's Lou, both of them somehow down. Hopefully we are Z for 18 and find Jam. Lou, oh gosh, I'm going to miss the actual replay. There's Lou. Where's Jam then? Jam was further up. There's Lou's off. Oh, Jam's already off, so it wasn't connected. My gosh, this race is interesting. This track I knew was going to be a struggle. There's Stevie Styler now ahead of IR Graham, with Matt Psycho holding that 3rd. Jack's Race is still in 4th. Psycho Pace now up into 5th place with Kale in 6th. Darren Salmon in 7th. Jim Wise in 8th. Don't push these cars too hard, guys. 9th place is Noxie. Carbon up into 10th place for Carbon. That is great racing for Carbon. 11th is Lou, with Jam down into 12th, and Skyjacker 13th. Who did we lose? GT Rabbit. Oh, Skyjacker not enjoying these cars at all, losing the back end on the grass. So there we see Stevie Styler, but he's under pressure from IR Graham. We're on board with IR Graham chasing his bro. He's looking for the inside line. He's quite far back. These cars sliding around in the corners. I know a lot of people have not enjoyed the handling of them. Overpowered for sure, makes them very, very unstable. But on board with IR Graham, who's a karter in real life. I imagine he laps up these cars. They're just giant go-karts, really. And Stevie Styler, I believe, also. And that may answer why they enjoy the handling of these. They're probably used to this. Used to this half mid-corner slide and the stuff that comes with it. So that is that. Matt Psycho in third, some 2 seconds behind those guys. Jax Racing not that far behind Matt Psycho, with Psycho Pace chasing them down. Kale less than a second behind Psycho Pace also. Darren Salmon there, 1.7 seconds behind Kale, 2.5 seconds ahead of Jim One Wise. Jim One Wise is only 2 seconds ahead of Noxie with Jam, 10 seconds behind, but he's only 5 seconds ahead of Lou. And Carbon down into 12th place. Oh, Carbon, what happened? We saw you flying high in 10th. He's dropped down to 12th. We've lost another driver. Looks like Skyjacker, I think. So Stevie Styler only just holding on to the lead from IR Graham, 6/10 apart, with Matt Psycho a further 2 seconds behind. If these two start racing each other, that would be lovely for Matt Psycho to try and catch up. There you go. GT Rabbit has oh, he's joined the room. He left the room and he's joined the room, so maybe he's come back for race 3. Not sure. In the chat, let's get back to the chat because we haven't been catching up with that. So Pat says crazy racing, what a finish. The championship is this going to be? Mika Wivery says I will get to watch this eventually, stuck on a business call. I will switch my phone off from now on. Psychopath says hi all. Psychopath says messed up turn 1, forgot to brake. Pat says top 3 before race 1 were split by 9 points including drop scores, now split by 10, but first and second swapped because of Graham's Joker. He is now leading by 4 points. There you go, I think, Pat says. Jim Johnson says, sorry I'm late to the party. Missed the notification. Go on, Carbon. Dude, I was late to the party, don't worry. Looks like GT Rabbit also having struggles with his internet. So Stevie Styler, 9/10 ahead of IR Graham. Matt Psycho in third, 2.4 seconds behind those. Jax Racing. Jax Racing under immense pressure from Psycho Pace right now. Psycho Pace wanting that 4th place. He's gone out wide. Oh, that's it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So this on-track racing here from Jax Racing and Psycho Pace. Psycho Pace, this is a tricky part of the track. It's caught a few people out. Right at the bottom here, the cars wash out a little bit. But these two are maintaining it, going into the long left, right-hander, sorry. I don't know, I'm losing everything. That was that glass of fizzy wine I had, all blame. And all the time these two are racing, that helps Kale in 6th place, catching these guys up. You can see him there in the distance. It looks like Psycho Pace making the move on Jax Racing. Jax Racing keeping that inside line all the time. This is helping Kale out, catch them up. He is loving the sight of this. He has got 4.8 seconds ahead of Darren Salmon. So he can just nice and chill drive up to the back of these guys. You can see those curbs. Those curbs really disrupt these cars. It's hard to drive these cars if you're a curb crawler. If you like to jump on the curbs when racing, this car is definitely not for you, because it really disrupts it. It really shakes it up a little bit. Into the section now, chase them down. You can still see Psycho Pace all over the off. He nearly was off then. He's all over the back of Jax Racing. Let's get back out and have a look, because that looks close to me. Jax Racing defensive. Oh my gosh, IR Graham's had an off. Is that IR Graham? Yes, IR Graham. Oh my word, this will make a difference to the championship. Stevie Styler wasn't that far behind him, but he had used his Joker. IR Graham's using his Joker, but it looks like he's having a terrible race. Matt Psycho up into 2nd. Jax Racing now is in 3rd place. Psycho Pace not so hot on the back of him now, with Kale 5th. IR Graham maintaining back into 6th place. This is not great for him. This is very uncharacteristic for IR Graham. He is usually like a robot with perfection in his lap times. Darren Salmon in 7th, Jim One Wise in 8th, Noxie in 9th, Jam is in 10th, 11th is Lou, with 12th being Carbon Dwarf. We saw him as high as 10th earlier in the race. So Stevie Styler 3.5 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, with Jax Racing in that last podium position, but Psycho Pace will want that position, and now Kale will be wanting it also. It's all closing up at the 2nd to 5th place with IR Graham. It won't be long until he's back on the back of those guys. Wow, that just went from 13 comments to 14. I don't think it's that many, don't worry, you're not missing anything. So Mika Wivery says, finally got stupid clients off of a damn phone, and Mika Wivery says, so what have I missed? Well, I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure myself what's going on in this race. They're swapping, they're dropping, they're swapping, it's all over the place. So Stevie Style is leading race 2 of round 5, ahead of Matt Psycho. With Psycho Pace has got ahead of Jax Racing, but Jax Racing's not giving it up. He's on his tail, pushing hard, trying to get that 3rd place back. He's out wide in the long right-hander, coming around to finish lap 6. And start lap 7, he's in the tow. Can he do anything in the first corner? He's going for the inside line. Can he get on the brakes? Oh no, it's the outside line. Sorry, I was looking at the map upside down. So Jax Racing won't let it go. He's not leaving up on that 3rd place. He's pushing hard with Kale, thinking lovely jubbly. They slow each other down. Wow, look at the slide on that car at Psycho Pace. Enters into that corner. I should have numbered all these turns. There you go, here's another turn. That one's a right-hander. Oh dearie me. And now Jax Racing's got his hands full because he's got a Kale all over the back of him now. We're sat on board on lap 7 with LNR Kale VDB chasing down Jax Racing in his lovely Red Bull liveried Red Bull Junior. Whoa, a little lag spike there just to freak us all out. Hopefully it's not me. It could be me because my internet's been a little bit fluid. But yeah, like I said, I kept trying to redo the router and then I wouldn't connect to Gran Turismo, and then finally I did another test and it was saying everything was absolutely fine with the internet. So I assumed it was Gran Turismo, and I loaded Gran Turismo back up, and then it seemed everything seemed rosy. So look at all the little stones and stuff on the track. There we can see Kale getting a better line, does it? And now in the tow on the start straight. Can Kale? There we see Jax Racing going out for the corner. No, there's nothing on there. And you watch. I'll come out of the car, have a look around the group, and he'll swap positions by the time we get back to him. So Stevie Styler is 4 seconds in the lead of this race on lap 8, ahead of Matt Psycho, who is ahead of Psycho Pace by 2 seconds. He's only a second. There you go. I told you I'd come out of the car and go somewhere else and Kale will overtake him. Well, of course he will. So Kale now up into 4th. Jax Racing dropping down into 5th place, if I can get the right number. There you go, Jax Racing chasing down the Logistical Nightmare Racing team, all by his own sum. In the chat, Mika Wivery, so what? Oh no, that still says so what have I missed? The things are being weird with the chats. IR Graham, we saw leading this race. No, I think he was in 2nd, but he's dropped right down to 6th with a small mistake. Darren Salmon still in 7th. Noxie looks like he's got ahead of Jim One Wise in this race. Noxie getting used to his new set, his new rig. Said the braking is awesome, but he's got to get used to it. He just doesn't know when to brake anymore. Jam is down into 10th with Carbon in 11th. Carbon sticking with it. We've lost someone else during this race, have we? Who? Lou? Oh yeah, it looks like Lou may have gone also. Man alive, they're dropping like flies. Stevie Styler is on his last lap now, 4.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. We have the LNR crew, they're not far apart. They're going to put a show on for us here at the Virtual Racers Club at the end here. Kale getting ever closer to Psycho Pace. They're virtually on each other now, coming around. Oh, Kale's just out wide off of the curbs. He's lost some momentum towards Psycho Pace, who's ahead of him. There, Jax Racing in 5th, ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham getting closer in the last few laps. Oh no, Jax Racing's had enough. Oh, poor Jax Racing, pushing. All the way to the end he was, all the way, and he just got bit by the curbs. Darren Salmon in 7th, Noxie in 8th, Jim One Wise in 9th, Jam in 10th, Carbon in 11th. We're coming around now to look at Stevie Styler on his final lap, coming around the final corner, is it? Well, who's ahead of him? Oh, it must be Carbon just ahead of him. So here we see Stevie Styler taking the win from race 2. Congratulations, superb, brilliant stuff. Matt Psycho coming around to finish in a second spot. Psycho Pace managing to keep hold of that third from Cale in the end, and Cale in fourth. Oh, IR Graham got Jack's. Oh yeah, we saw Jack's Racing going off. There's fifth, but IR Graham, and then sixth place here, Jack's Racing coming around. Wonderful stuff. Seventh for Darren Salmon, ahead of Noxie in eighth. Noxie under pressure from Jim on Wise on the final stretch, but he gets to finish eighth. Jim on Wise is in ninth. Jam coming around for 10th spot. Around the last corner now. Oh, and it looks like we get to watch Carbon drive around a whole lap. He's going to love that. So there we see Jim Jam Superman coming across in 10th, and in 11th Carbon. Got a whole lap to go. We can watch. We'll sit on board with the Panda, checking his driving out, his style. Still hasn't turned that traction control on. All over the curves, which told him stay off those curves. There we go. That's what happens when you drive on the curves. You don't use traction. Nice and easy back onto the accelerator. And off we go. Lovely. Through this section of floor. He floored it all the way through there. A little left, a little round here. Along a corner onto the final start straight. It's across the line in 11th place. Super duper. And there are your results. Stevie Styler taking the I think it's his second win. This will be good for him in the championship, I'm sure of it. And IR Graham, my word, he never elected to use a joker all the way through the season. He's had all sorts of great races throughout the season, lots of triple wins even. But the race that he's not using, I mean the race he is using his joker at, he's not having a great showing. So this would have been his drop score week because it would have been the lowest, but because the joker's being used, this is the strategical thing about using your joker. You've got to use your joker on your strongest race. So there's your results of race 2 of round 5. Stevie Styler, the winner. Congratulations, my friend. Matt Psycho, the winner from the previous race, now second spot. On the last podium step is Psycho Pace. Take a boo, my son. Taste the champers. It's lovely. In 4th we have Cale. 5th we have IR Graham. In 6th Jack's Racing. 7th Darren Salmon. 8th Noxie. Jim on Wise is 9th. Jam in 10th. 11th was Carbon Dwarf. Lou got in the classifications as 12th. And Skyjacker 13th. GT Rabbit left beforehand. So I don't know if he'll be classified. Maybe not. We'll see. Probably just keep the table looking nice and tidy. Right, I haven't seen the settings change yet. So, you keep saying I get messages, but I'm still, there's nothing's popped up yet. Oh, I don't want to go to the track until the settings have changed, but I don't know. Oof, there's lots of noises. I'm worried to go back. Has everyone left? Ah, what happened? So stick with us. I'm still on, so it wasn't. I don't know if it's me. I can show you what the table looked. No, I can't. Can I? Is there a way? See, I'm on air. Everything's all cool. I've got notifications. No, nothing. No, you can't go to messages, can you? Through here? No. I think that just goes blue. So let me see. I've got to look on the Discord to see if something's going on, if the room's just crashed and someone's resetting it, or if it's my internet. But I don't think it'd be my internet because I'm still on here talking to you guys. So I don't know. I'll go to Discord. Oops, there is a lot of writing on there. I'm hoping someone puts a stream up for me to watch. Lol, be right back. Sorry for okay matey. Oh, Skyjacker is typing something. Game just crashed. Reloading new lobby. There you go. Yes, it's a tricky track. I think some of them have mentioned there's a certain part of the track that's mental. Made a howler at the chicane and thought you had me. Yeah, it looks like a lovely chat about the racing. Oh, you keep me. Oh, Jack's Racing wants to get on with it. It's not a great time when the room crashes. I've got to come out of this. We can enter ASAP, join in lobby. I need to grid manually. Yeah, right, well, I'm trying. I'm giving it a go. Let's have a look if we can load it up. Boom, 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 boom. Right, get to show only friends. This is how it's done. It's still not showing up on mine. So if you guys have to go, you have to go. It's just not showing up on mine. Come out of that again. Try again, my friends. It says 21 odd people, so it should show up. There's no reason it shouldn't. And then Skyjacker are buddies. I tell ye we are. It's not showing up, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have a code. And they're really rushing, so I've got to try and do this quickly. Oh, why is it not showing? Where can I put a code in then? Update list. It's not. Arsehole. I mean, rubbish. Where do you put a list in? Where do you put a code in then? Room details. No. Room. Create a room. ID. Enter a room ID. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. Don't copy me. 0, 4, 5. No, it's not even 5, it's 7. There you go. 0, 4, 7, 5. Do I have to put the dashes in? That's dickish. 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, 5. My God, my eyes are bad now. My eyes are bad or my phone is really blurry. 6, 0, 1. Do you think it's me that crashed the room then because of my internet? How can I still be on YouTube, but the Gran Turismo can't deal with me? I'm too much. I'm too much for Gran Turismo. Right. It's because I was slagging it off during the 2.5 hour race the other day about how broken it was. He got offended, I guess. Done. Okay. Here we go. Waiting for the magic to happen. We've gone blank. We're looking at the stupid 911 that I was racing in the dailies last week. I did awful, don't worry. It was nothing special to write home about. Car doesn't drive very well, slides all over the place. Graham is still leading because of his joker, according to my calculations, by 6 points now. I think he needs 4 points from race 3 to avoid this being a drop score. That's what Pat says, so Pat's got the information in front of him. Right, we're here. Right, let's go to the spectate. Everything seems to be turned on. Is anyone on track? Jim on Wise is on track. I think they were probably waiting for me. I know everyone is in a rush to get off, so I will let them know that I'm back. Yay. Yay, let's go. Right, there, I think. I don't know, I'm saying let's go. I don't know how many people are in it. Oof. Kale and Darren, Jim on Wise having a little coming together there in practice. In third, so there's only 8 of us here, so is that right? Oh no, we had 12-ish, 13-ish, so it looks like everyone's on board. Looks like I was the last to enter, everyone waiting for me. Sorry guys, you weren't showing up. You weren't showing up in the menu. I had to put it in, I had to go solo, you know. I had to take matters in hand and do it myself. If you know what I mean. Yeah, ready, I'm ready. Come on, let's bring it on. Let's get this bloody championship out of the way. Jesus. No, it's a good idea. It just, I think, needs a little tweaking. It needs something more to it, done to it. Obviously the juniors can't be powered up. They're too powerful. They're too unhandleable. So it might have to be the bigger cars. Why did I cut away? That's a lovely shot there of all of the juniors in a row. I mean, lovely cars. It's just I thought they didn't feel like they had enough grunt, so I oomphed up the power, but it made them unhandleable. But I think the sister car, the bigger one, the Red Bull X 2014, will be a better choice. Here we can see Carbon in his favourite spot, waiting for everyone to come flying past. Jam in second. Oh, Jam is in a good place. Jam, Jim on Wise, Noxie. They're good pace cars. So they are one to watch. Let's get us a variable shot here. I'm almost tempted to go in car, but it's a nice rolling start. We've got them big horrible numbers, so we'll get rid of those. Bring all the other information up. Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, for the last race of this championship, and they go, go, go. Carbon Dwarf crossing the line, crossing the line. Jam in second. There is Jim One Wise in third. Noxie fourth. Darren Salmon in fifth. Jack's Racing trying to get an early move on in sixth place. IR Graham in seventh. Kale eighth. Psycho Pace 9th, Matt Psycho is in 10th, 11th Stevie Styler, Lou 12th, GT Rabbit 13th and Skyjacker 14th. So Jim One Wise already taking the lead from Darren Salmon. Noxie's Jam's gone. Oh gosh, what has happened here? Jam 18. So what has happened? Jam and Carbon are both leading the way. Everything looks okay at the moment. Carbon's off and he takes Jam with him. Oh dearie, dearie me. Not great indeed. Not great at all. Coming out of the replay, you know, it'll all be changed. So Jam trying to feed back in further down the field there. This is still the replay. And there we see someone else going slowly. So in the lead, Jim One Wise ahead of Kale with Stevie Styler already up into third, IR Graham up into fourth, Matt Psycho in fifth, Noxie sixth, GT Rabbit is in seventh, Skyjacker in eighth, my lord, Lou in ninth, Darren Salmon is in 10th, he was one of the ones that was up there. Jam has made his way up to 11th with Psycho Pace down in 12th, Jack's Racing down in 13th and Carbon Dwarf in 14th. There's another yellow flag, that means someone else is off. Who could tell? You can see Lou's had an off. Lou's had an off there. So Jim One Wise is the leader with 2 seconds on Kale. Stevie Styler there in third place ahead of IR Graham. Matt Psycho is in sixth. GT Rabbit. No, GT Rabbit's in sixth, sorry. Matt Psycho is in fifth. GT Rabbit, he's got Skyjacker not far behind him. I think that fizzy wine has had some effect. But not a lot. So Darren Salmon just 2 seconds behind Skyjacker. I saw Skyjacker doing a lovely slide there through a corner. Beautiful stuff. Darren Salmon 8th, Noxie 9th, Jam in 10th place. He's moved up a spot, but he is having a race here with Psycho Pace and Jack's Racing, with Noxie just ahead of him. This is some race we're having here, guys. Just for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, it is hard fought. Going down the downhill section, really tricky to keep the car. You can hear the slide already. Noxie losing it in the corner, as many have in that corner. It's a tricky corner, we've got to say. I felt that in testing. I really did think it was going to catch people out, and it has done, I think. So Jim One Wise still leading the race. Jam ahead of Psycho Pace and Jack's Racing in 11th. These guys, oh no, Jam. I was so busy trying to get in car, I missed what happened. Oh, Jam losing it then. Oh, and dropping down. I'm sorry guys, this track is really tricky. There's Jim One Wise still ahead of Kale, but only by 4/10. Kale doing all he can to try and get ahead of Jim One Wise. Jim One Wise just doing what needs to be done, keeping it clean, keeping it. Oh, there's Kale trying to move up the inside. Jesus, wet. Jim One Wise holding it, yes. Jim One Wise survives another corner from Kale. Kale up alongside and making the corner. He's up the inside. Nothing Jim could have done about that, I'm afraid. A bit late on he's later on the brakes, and he made the move. Now Kale leading this race ahead of Jim One Wise, who isn't letting it go yet. He's keeping up with the Logistical Nightmare Racing driver. Stevie Styler in third, sorry. IR Graham in fourth. Matt Psycho there in 5th place. GT Rabbit holding on to that 6th ahead of Darren Salmon, who's ahead of Skyjacker in 8th. 9th we have Psycho Pace just ahead of Jack's Racing. Noxie further down the road in 11th ahead of Jam, and Carbon shoving it in the pits. That's Carbon's last race for this season in the championship, sitting in the pits. Because he doesn't want to be in the way, I imagine. Kale then leading by 8/10 by Jim One Wise, ahead of Stevie Styler by 1.7 seconds. What sort of lap times are we doing? Kale just doing a 27.5, and ahead of Jim One Wise 28.4. Stevie Styler's done the fastest with a 26 dead, and IR Graham a 26.6. Matt Psycho managing a 26.3. Very tight field here. GT Rabbit a 28.2 on his last lap. There we go. Darren Salmon chasing him round. He's only got Skyjacker behind him by 5/10. Skyjacker pushing for a good result. Psycho pace there. He's a bit further back than we're used to seeing him. He's trying to make his way through the field. It's not easy in these cars. Like I said, as soon as you get behind someone, you lose all your downforce. So it's hard to follow each other. Jack's racing there in 10th. Noxie 11th. Excuse me, Jam 12th and Carbon 30th. Oh no, he's back out of the pits now. So Kale leading the way by 1.7 seconds. Jim 1 wise. 8/10 behind him. No, 8/10 ahead of Stevie Styler. Sorry, Stevie Styler is on the move. He's at 900s up. He's already got. Oh, he hasn't got the fastest lap anymore. Someone else has had that off him. That'll be Psycho Pace with a 25.7. Unbelievable times these guys are doing. So Stevie Styler, we're sat on board at the moment ahead of IR Graham. But like we've seen in this race, anything can change. Just takes the smallest little bump coming out of a corner and these cars are away. They're really tricky to keep under control. And these guys driving them are the real bullfighters. They really are trying to keep these bulls under control. Trying to stay on board for as long as possible so you can get a feel of how difficult this track really is. Stevie Styler there trying to chase down Jim 1 wise. Jim 1 wise doing a great job running with the leaders. These are not slow coaches he's driving with. These are real fast champions of other parts of the VRC, and he's keeping it on pace with them. That's the corner, as you can see. He really slides off of that last curb, and he's got his brother IR Graham really close behind him now. There's a long sweeping right-hander. He's lost a bit of play space. Oh, Jim 1 wise having an off, and Jim 1 wise, oh no, Jim 1 wise losing it on the top of the corner. And that promotes Stevie Styler up into second spot, chasing down Kale, who's 3.5 seconds down the road from us. And we are only 3/10 ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham now hungry, wanting that place. And these two will be fighting it out all of the way. Where did Jim 1 wise? Jim 1 wise looks like he got back on and got going again, just behind Matt Psycho. He's off again. Oh my lord. Pushing now. He had such a good few laps. Such control, amazing stuff. It's just, but like I said, it doesn't take much. Psycho Pace up into 6th place now. Psycho Pace really on the move. We saw he's down in 9th at some point. Jack's Racing also on the move. GT Rabbit has left. Oh, he was in a good position as well. So that leaves us with, let's have a quick run through. So Kale is leading from Stevie Styler with IR Graham in 3rd, Matt Psycho in 4th, Jim 1 wise down to 5th. Psycho Pace up into 6th. Jack's Racing is up into 7th. Noxie in 8th position. Darren Salmon is in 9th with a Skyjacker in 10th. It looks like he's having a struggle. Jim Jam has put it into the pits, and so has Carbon. Oh my. It's taking its toll, this championship. It really has. Jam says hello. Mika says Jam, and Jam said yes. He's pulled into the pits. It's taking its toll this season, I've got to say. So there is Kale leading the way on the final race of the final round. Stevie Styler in 2nd with IR Graham only 7/10 behind him. Matt Psycho 2.2 seconds behind them. Jim 1 wise having the best race so far in 5th place with Psycho Pace chasing him down, only 7/10 behind him. It's fast, it's furious. These cars are such a struggle to keep on the track. These guys are doing all they can, trying to feel every little bump, every little nook and cranny of this track, and the track just wants to throw them off into the barriers all of the time. And these guys are fighting that with Noxie in 8th, Darren Salmon in 9th, Skyjacker in 10th. Just getting passed by the leaders. There's Kale, 3.6 seconds now, and he's on the fastest lap. We've got Stevie Styler under immense pressure from his bro IR Graham. There's nothing in it between them now. 3/10. We are on lap 7 of 9. Damn, Jam. Over a minute behind 12th. Was you? Wow. Now IR IR Graham he's been following his brother all the way along. He'll be looking to make a move. He's hoping, Matt Psycho hoping they will start racing each other so he can cut some of that time down. Psycho Pace pushing, he's the one with the fastest lap with a 25.310. I was impressed when they were in the early 26s. Now they're in the early 25s. This is unbelievable stuff. Just behind him, oh no, Jax Racing's gone. Jax Racing was there, he was racing these guys. It's a Skyjacker doing donuts, but he's in 9th place. He's going up positions whilst doing donuts. Unbelievable stuff. Kale leading the way. It's on the 8th lap, and now he's just taken the fastest with a 25.219. Stevie Styler still ahead of IR Graham. There is nothing in it. Let's sit on board for a few corners, but you know, I get antsy, I want to look around, but I think I can pretty much see everyone in the race now in this top 8. So Kale leading, Stevie Styler in second. We're on board with IR Graham, only half a second behind Stevie Styler. Matt Psycho 2.5 seconds behind us, with Psycho Pace pushing like mad. Psycho Pace, oh no, it's Kale who's got the fastest lap, sorry, with a 25.219. Noxie in 7th, Darren Salmon in 8th. It's all to play for. The table's so close. Nick Weary says, I assume this is why they are having maintenance in a few days. Are they? The internet playing up for everyone. So still on board IR Graham, but it looks like Stevie Styler's pulled away a little bit. Oh, we saw Stevie Styler's back end of his car stepping out, and that's all IR Graham needs. So all he needs to see, a little bit of tyre smoke mid-corner, and he is away. Thank you very much, Bish, Bash and Bosch. We've only got 1.5 laps left of this race, and we've just seen a 2nd and 3rd swap positions. Poor Stevie, nothing wrong, just pushing that car into the corner, and not far behind Matt Psycho, pulling back a second on the guys. Only 1.5 seconds. 1 lap is a long lap. It's a 1.5 minute lap virtually, and anything can happen, as we have seen throughout the last 2 races. Anything could happen. Jim on Wise holding that 5th place, some 11th, so he's still ahead of Psycho Pace. Psycho Pace pushing like mad, but he did a 130 and a 127, so he's had his own struggles in these last couple of laps, with Darren Salmon in 7th and Noxie there in 8th. Noxie using this more of a practice session for his steering wheel, I imagine, than anything else, but he said he was struggling to get to the 29s, and he's done a 27.8. Oh, look at it, sideways. I love it. I love it. Hate it or love it, these cars when they go sideways. Man alive, just not used to seeing single seaters going sideways, I guess. So there we are, he's on his final lap. He's 4.8 seconds ahead of IR Graham. He didn't even look like he was going to be in the championship at one point. The room was filled, and then space was made, and someone didn't turn up. It wasn't like we didn't let someone race, they just didn't turn up for the first race. So Kale was in, and he has had a blinding championship, really has. He really has. He's up there, he's always been fighting with them. And there he goes, takes the win. Fantastic stuff. IR Graham coming across the line in 2nd spot. Brilliant, always been strong. Stevie Styler 3rd. Take a boo, my son, and Matt Psycho. Those top 4 have been strong throughout the whole season. So has Psycho Pace. Thought he was in for a shout with the championship, but he's not had a great one this week. So 5th place for Psycho Pace, followed by Jim on Wise. Oh yeah, well, Psycho Pace got ahead of Jim on Wise, I suppose. Darren Salmon coming around for that 7th spot. Fantastic stuff. Everyone, I appreciate everyone for taking part. They're all heroes out there trying to grapple these cars. So 7th spot for Darren Salmon, just coming across the line. Brilliant stuff. And Noxie there, beautiful livery, beautiful driving, bringing it around the last corner there for 8th place. We see Skyjacker coming out the pits and crossing the line to finish in 9th. Not bad, is it? So 8th for Noxie, 9th for Skyjacker, 10th for Jam, and 11th for Carbon. That was the Red Bull Junior X, guys. And like I said, I think it's going to have some little tweaks. It could be back. We'll have to keep an eye out. I'll take you to the results as soon as we get there. Oh, bugger it, and I haven't saved all the replays. Oh, I hope no one puts any stewarding in. They probably will. Oh look, I'll grab that replay at least. And let's hope all the incidents were in race 3. I'll take you to the race results. There you go, Kale. Fantastic stuff. Wonderful. From Kale taking the win. I.R. Graham in second spot. Stevie Styler finishing in a cracking third. Take a boo, my son. Matt Psycho fourth, and Psycho Pace in fifth. That top 5. That's a strong championship between those 5. They've all really driven brilliantly. Jim on Wise also. Great driving for a 6th place. Darren Salmon in 7th, Noxie in 8th, Skyjacker in 9th, Jam in 10th, and Carbon Dwarf in 11th. Psycho Pace got the fastest lap with a 1:25.192. And that's that then. I think Sunday evenings are now going to be clear for a while. Up until after Christmas. I don't suppose there'll be another championship coming back. Ooh, don't forget next week we've got a double header with the Audi TTs on Friday evening, racing at the Blue Moon Speedway or Raceway, whatever they call it nowadays. There's quite a few people interested in that, so it should be a nice race seeing those big beefy Audi TTs. They are monsters. So keep an eye out for those next week. And then on Saturday, yes, there's the Focus Green Hell. I don't know, I haven't written down how many people are in that. I think it's 6, 7 or 8 maybe are in the Ford Focus Group B rally car, racing for an hour around the Nordschleife. So that should be Saturday evening, and that's next weekend's entertainment for you here at the Virtual Racers Club. Also during the week at some point there'll be the WRX and the Porsche Cup. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry tonight was all over the place. A glass of wine and bad internet, it makes for a great show, so they say. Or not a very good show. But yes, thanks for sticking with it. Before he closes the room, he's closed the room. Yeah, let's have a little experiment while I chatter. How do I get to messages? I have to close the whole thing down, don't I? Let's close that down then. Stick with us, it might be worth it if